"You call those shoes?" laughed Richard, a wealthy businessman in his crisp navy suit, pointing at the janitor's worn-out sneakers. The janitor, Mr. Henry, looked down at his faded shoes, their soles nearly gone, and just smiled softly. "They've walked more miles than you can imagine," he said quietly, continuing to mop the marble floor of the building Richard owned. Richard smirked, tossing his car keys in the air. "Maybe it's time you stop walking and buy new ones," he mocked. But Henry didn't reply, just kept cleaning with the same calmness. Later that night, Richard's car broke down near the same building. As he waited for help, he saw Henry leaving, still wearing those same old shoes, walking toward a small bus stop in the rain. Something tugged at Richard's chest, but he ignored it. The next morning, Richard noticed Henry wasn't at work. Curious, he asked the manager. Henry took the day off. "He's visiting his son at the hospital again," the manager said. "Again?" Richard repeated, surprised. That evening, driven by something he couldn't explain, Richard went to the hospital. He found Henry sitting beside a hospital bed, holding his young son's hand, a frail boy attached to tubes and monitors. Richard hesitated at the door. Henry looked up and smiled kindly, despite the exhaustion on his face. Richard's eyes fell on Henry's shoes, muddy, torn, and covered with a faint writing on the sides. He bent closer to read, "For my boy, every step for you." Something inside Richard broke. Those weren't just shoes. They were a father's silent promise, to keep walking no matter how hard life got for the child he loved. Richard felt ashamed of his arrogance. The next day, he quietly replaced Henry's shoes with a new pair and left a note, "For your journey, from someone who finally understands." When Henry found them, he smiled with tears in his eyes. The camera could have captured it. A rich man learning that worth isn't measured by money or clothes, but by the love that carries a person forward. And sometimes even the dirtiest shoes walk the most meaningful paths.